This tutorial will teach you how to know if your casement window is egress basement in Canada. So here we basically have two options. You can either go Regal or Marquee. So I'm going to go to casements, casement. We're just going to do a one wide casement, complete unit, left. So we're going to just put in a window here, 32 by 48. Now if we kind of skip down to the question hinge type, you'll get an option standard or egress. Now sometimes what you're going to see is you're not going to see this option for egress. So basically there's a formula. So in order for a window to be egress compliant for a basement, it needs to be 24 inches wide, the opening. So that translates to a 2700 window with egress hinges would be 29.5 inches. With standard hinges, it would be 32 and then 1/8. And if we go to the 3700 series, we're looking at egress hinges would need to be 31 inches. And if we use standard hinges, it would be 32 and 5/8. So in order to be egress, you have to have a minimum of that. If we go up here and we change, for example, this to 28, you're only going to get an option for, change it. If we go up here, change this to 28, you're only going to get an option for standard hinges because the egress hinges are not going to help you to get egress. There's a second formula in order for you to get egress, and that is that the opening has to be a minimum of 543 square inches. So if it doesn't meet that, then it's a no-go. So for example here, if we put in 36 inches, then this window meets egress now, so it will not show the egress option. Now if I change this height to say 27 inches, then it will now give you an option for standard or egress. In order to know whether a window meets the egress or not, for the square inch rule, basically what you would have to do is take the width minus the width offset, take the height minus the height offset, multiply those two values together, and if you get the 583 square inches, then you meet egress. So here are the following offsets that you can use to calculate this, and just to, if you want to ensure that the window does in fact meet egress or not, using the square inch rule. And remember that in order to be egress, it must meet both the minimum width and also the square inch rule.